So today is day 2 of this 28 days. And so what we have experienced, this is the interesting part when you are going through these cycles, like these 28 day continuously. We've done now 12 of them, something like that. And they are assisting the human body. Basically what they're doing, correcting the mind so that you see the situation that you're in energetic truth. And so instead of blaming the thing or like in whatever story, they're coming through and they're clarifying the situation. Because of this person is experiencing that, this person experiencing that, you're experiencing this. It's a lot of those types of things, pulling it apart, but in the moment when it's not feeling like there is sanity, you know, because when the human body is in an energy, you get consumed by it. When you have thoughts, certain thoughts, your whole reality shifts to adhering to those thoughts and what supports that, the narrative. And some are really shifting your perspective and limiting what you can see here. And some are opening up so that you can see more. And it's not just about saying opening up more and then it does it. No. It is about if you have correct perspective according to your body, not everyone else's body, not what you're feeling and what you're hearing and what your body. And based on your perspective, can you ascend from these frequencies? And we are teaching you correct perspectives with your situations. Then it is correcting the issue where it can only be corrected, which is in the mind. You are creating everything around you here. It's not a fantasy. Oh no, like the indoctrination to reality has been quite something to experience. Being indoctrinated into falseness and then coming back online. That is what it is to be in the dualistic perspective and awaken as a human. And that doesn't mean that you have to be enlightened. No, it's just this system is calibrating the left and the right hemisphere pretty much, so that there will be one. It's a very self and individual process. And when you have harmonized enough, then you're receiving your guidance here. It is very literal. And you can train to achieve this. This is the path that you are all on, but you might not know that you're on this path. But your body is sort of like trying to figure it out to the best of its ability with the limited perspective that you have about this path. This ascension path with Gaia. It is a very specific path that yogis, ascended masters, Tibetans, they have all their ways to achieve the same thing, but of course in their environment, which is very supportive of that type of growth. However, you can train your own body to harmonize with more and more topics in your daily life, and before you know it, this takes some time, but you have landed your soul. That is what landing your soul is. When a human being is balanced in the energy, in the what it is focused on, what you are focused on. Every single day, your focus matters. And what are you paying attention to? What are you seeing? Are you stretching, seeing correct things? Meaning, are you engaging in practices that is helping your frequency align to the holistic perspective? We are calling it holistic perspective, but it is the energetic truth. And we are not the only one that is teaching this. There are others, different forms, different interpretation, and we are coming with our interpretation of the truth. And we feel that a lot of beings will resonate with this, because it is the how do you do it in a world full of computers where people are programmed, but they don't believe that it's something off. They're so used to the program that they're sort of in their own program. Not necessarily background players, but just within a very limited frame of operation. Like, they don't even know that there is more. But there's more. There is more to be experienced as a human being when you start to blossom. Didn't you know human beings blossom not just as teenagers? What do you think Kundalini is? Kundalini is something that starts to blossom from the inside out of a human being that has attained the right practiced vibration. And that practiced vibration is your everyday life, your interactions with people. If you're white lying over here, you're out of alignment. You can't lie. You're here because you are here to bring through your soul. And if you have a hard time bringing that through, then that is what we are here for. To assist you, to calibrate your human body back into alignment with itself, really. And once you are in alignment with yourself, and that is just being in alignment with your own body, because there can be a lot of twisted perceptions, and that is okay. It's okay, but it does take some time to recalibrate and go through the process of pretty much brainwashing yourself to health again, because you've been so brainwashed into believing things that are not true. And it's much more than what you think that this is about. There are other programs even further back. But one thing is for certain, and that is that the holistic perspective is always available. So you don't have to think incorrectly for too long. The fact that you are in the dualistic perspective means that there is some twisted perception there. these are the teachings that was unable to be translated when the yogis would try and teach white people, let's say, that was already traumatized. And yogis, they are just in alignment. They don't even think that anyone can be out of alignment because they've been in alignment for so long, and they just like, it is what it is, you know? And this knowledge was not transferred over. That's why yoga today is so popular, yes, but it's so westernized, like it has a flavor. And it's because it's missing the energy ingredient of fully mastering these things. It's not just about being in poses and doing meditation. That's just the start of what we're talking about. It is the alignment of a human being in alignment with itself. That's when health returns. That's when joy returns. That's when healing happens spontaneously, naturally, with these cycles of Gaia. That is what we have done our best to replicate in the Ascension calendar that you can find by clicking on the link. It is the natural flow of what the body goes through, the cycles of ascension. Knowing what energies are at play and what cycles the body needs to go through to churn around a difficult situation, and how long time it actually takes in energetic truth. Not some study done from the mind and thinking, but actually going through it with the body. That doesn't mean that everybody is the same and will take the same amount of time, but it does give a very accurate representation in a world where many people have opinions. But if you are walking the path yourself, that is something to be listened to. And so healing the body takes time. And you're not done because you say it's done. Who are you to dictate when the body is done? The body is done when it's done. Simple. You know? We have been frustrated with the body many times. Again, but we get it. It's just not pleasant to go through these things always. But it's necessary. Right? It's necessary to feel through, to make sense, to clear, to alchemize, to make sense of things. And then you get to deeper and deeper realizations of the body. And then you get to look after your body in a much deeper and more intimate way. Because you're in alignment with truth. There is such a thing. And when you are practicing this for longer and longer periods, your light is getting stronger and stronger. That's really what's happening. Every 28 days, we've noticed much increase. Now, for example, we noticed that we went through this last 28 days, a lot of periods of that we didn't want to go and talk, like we felt like disappointed, and like all those feelings, very real feelings of fantasies that the body had about meeting people. Fantasies. And so when we went, and then it wasn't like we thought. And then there is the feeling of the body of like the relief that we can release that now. Because that wasn't true. And that can sort of be like a slimy thing that just feels like you're just released 10 kilos. Sometimes it feels like that because there are literally energies you can feel leaving. People are calling this entities or demons and stuff, but that's just distorted thinking again. And it will just seem like entities and demons the further twisted perception you have about them type of thing. It's a little bit further disconnect. It's not a big deal. You can always attune back. So knowing if you are in that situation or any other, it doesn't have to be that severe. But all you do is you balance your human energy and you make sure that you get your life in order. If you want to shift with us, we invite you to join our 28-day shift. You can get started for free. There is a link below. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you again in the next one.